Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, I've heard a battle cry for years from the other side on a term that's been used nonstop in our politics. And it was always, we the people. I'm going to remind you of that. It's always been we the people, not me the person. But today, all I hear about is me the person. You know, a lot of doctors and lawyers are in the building now on this floor, amazingly. So let me remind you about the Constitution real quick. In the preamble of the Constitution, we say we're working diligently to promote, preserve, and perpetuate good government in the state of West Virginia for the common welfare. What does that mean? All of us. The public health, the public good. Unfortunately, in West Virginia, we do not have immunizations for bad ideas, bad policy, and bad government. So that's what we have today in this legislation, because we're governing by conspiracy theories. Now, there was a time when we would listen to the white coats in the gallery today and rely on them. And when we relied on them, we eradicated diseases. Now, all of a sudden, we want to govern by conspiracy theories and not believe them, not trust them. Every day, here, we have a doctor of the day. We stand, we applaud, we thank them for being here. If you're voting against this, don't stand and applaud, point and boo. Tell them you don't agree with them and you don't believe in science. No point in celebrating something you don't believe in. Something that hasn't been talked about, the cost this will have on our state. It has been estimated that each measles case costs roughly $33,000 per case. In a state facing a $400 million deficit, we're told, in a state where we know people do not have a lot of money, we're going to say, let's bring in $33,000 per case in the state of West Virginia. Why would we do that? We can't afford it. We can't afford it for health reasons. I know the gentleman from the 36 is pushing his non-medical exemption, but in his own county, the life expectancy in McDowell County is 66 years, far below the national average, the lowest in our entire state. Do you not think there's some immunocompromised people there? Right? A lot of unhealthy people in this state. Why are we pushing such an unhealthy policy on them? We are one of the states most at risk. And let's talk about that non-medical exemption. And I'm glad the gentleman from the 53rd brought it up. He's an intelligent guy. He did his research. I looked at other states over the weekend as well. Yes, other states require things like affidavits. Some states even require parents to watch videos about measles and diseases before allowing the religious exemption. And our current policy, if this was implemented, does none of that. And on top of that, it doesn't matter what you really think, it's about good policy. We're not even going to allow for reporting? Come on, guys. Reporting. The governor himself in his legislation had reporting requirements. And yet, we're going to govern by sticky note policy because as we learned the other day with that amendment, a sticky note counts. I mean, give me a break. That's just not good policy, regardless of your position. If we have a duty for our citizens, let's use due diligence and pass good policy. That exemption is just not good policy at all. It does nothing about the other states. It doesn't take them into consideration. It has no reporting requirements and no written statement fundamentals whatsoever. At least go back to the drawing board and come up with something that's feasible, that's workable, and that will prevent and at least report potential areas of our state of high concern. It does none of that. And as the gentlelady from the 81st said earlier about being on the right side of history, wrong side of history, I've been here long enough and I've seen a lot of bills come through here, and every now and then we do have legislation that I believe is the right side of history versus the wrong side of history. This represents one of those pieces of legislation. It truly does. It may not directly impact any of us in the near future, but can impact generations to come. And speaking of generations to come, something happened over the weekend. A high school student in Wheeling wrote an op-ed in the Intelligencer, a letter to the editor, and she broke down her reasons why we should not pass this legislation. And I thought that was remarkable, that a high school student, part of the generations to come, had to take the time out of her high school days when she should be dreaming of her future in college to write a letter to the editor telling her legislators to do the right thing and not pass this legislation. That speaks volumes to me. So Bridget Zimmerman is her name. I'm going to stand with her today and the generations in the future to come in the state of West Virginia. And when she signed that letter to the editor, she didn't just say her name. She signed it, a concerned high school student. A concerned high school student. Concerned for her future, her family's future, her classmates' future, and our state's future as a whole, because we are here for the public good. We are here for we the people, not me the person. I'll be voting no. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Delegate from the